So I guess we'll start out with saying hello, Hilary Brown with Viking. Thank you for joining me.
Hello, Lisa. Thank you for
Ah,
having me. I hope all is well. I love your background. Our Tontis, I believe it is back
yes,
there.
yes, I get out of the way. There we go.
Yes, and you were on our ship, weren't you?
It was a beautiful ship. The ship was in Toronto. It was doing the Great Lakes.
Yes, it's one of
Absolutely stunning vessel.
Yeah, it's one of our new itineraries, which I'll talk about at the end of our presentation when we go into a little bit about expedition ships. Well, thank you for having me today. It's really nice to be chatting with you and your clients and tell you all about Viking. And I know you've heard about Viking. We are a household name. I'm not sure, though, if you were aware on how big Viking was and really what we had to offer. One Viking, I absolutely love this slide right here because it really does tell the story of who we are. All those little black dots that you see are ports of call that we go into. It's like connecting the dots when you add all our itineraries in there. We sail on 5 oceans, 21 rivers, and 5 Great Lakes. So truly, we do sail around the world on in 7 continents. So really, when it comes to Viking, I really want to talk about the difference. Who we are as a company, who we are with our ships, and then we'll break it down a little bit and going into river, ocean, and expedition. So, really, Viking's philosophy is that we're not everything to everyone. We truly believe that a destination shall remain the destination. I always say that history happened by the waters, and when sailing, no matter where you are, if you're on an ocean, a river, an expedition ship, truly there is so much history out there that needs to be shared with everybody. It is truly an open book. So again, when I say we're not everything to everyone, we're not the big ships that has the big Vegas shows or the roller coasters on board. We want you to get off the ship and explore the destination and really see the culture and the history that they have to share. And our staff, I truly believe that our staff is the best in the cruise industry. That honestly, from myself to the staff on board, our yield operations, everybody that works for Viking, we are treated like Viking. And I truly believe that it's a domino effect that when we are treated like family, we treat you like family as well. So you are home away from home when sailing with Viking. There's lots to do. We spoke about getting off board, visiting the UNESCO heritage sites, which we'll go into. But really, I said to get off board, but what's on board? There's so much on board as well. Is the guest lectures, again, telling everything about the destination, the history, the art, the culture. Our program directors sharing the day support of call through their port talks, destination performances, bringing local entertainment on board, and cooking demonstrations. That is actually one of our excursions that we have on our ocean ships, that you actually go off board with our chef into the local destination, pick local ingredients, come back to a kitchen and have a cooking experience with a local cuisine dish with our chef. And then, of course, craft demonstration, bringing local artisans on board. I just came back from Maduro, and we had a local artisan coming on and telling us all about the cork, how it's made, and showing all like the cork purses, the cork clothing. I didn't realize you can do so much with cork. Now there's cork houses. It's absolutely incredible. So again, really learning the traditions of the local areas. And then of course, wine tasting. Bringing regional wines on board, tasting different types of wine. Again, being just because I just came back from Portugal, I did not know that there was a white port and there's also a rosé port. I only thought there was a red port. So again, learning more about the regional varieties of vintages of wines, right? So again, that's something that we do on board as well. Now, speaking about wine, just to let you know that we don't stop anyone from bringing alcohol on board. There's no corkage fee. If you fall in love with a winery, you fall in love with a wine, bring it on board. Have it in the dining room, have it in a lounge, have it in your stateroom, wherever you would like. You are more than welcome to bring alcohol on board. So let's just talk about what we're not before we talk about what we are. So no casinos, no children under the age of 18, no umbrella drinks, no photography sales, no art auctions. We are not there with pressure sales. We want you to feel, as I said, home away from home. We don't nickel and dime our clients. We want you to have a full experience, and nobody should pay for their vacation when on vacation. No inside staterooms. No matter what ship you are on, it's all outside staterooms. Our ocean and our expedition ships, and I'll go into this a little bit further, but again, there is no fee for our spa. And there is no fee to any of our restaurants either, which we'll talk about. So let's talk about what we are. We're the inclusive value. So whether you're on a river, ocean, or expedition, every port includes a excursion. All your meals are included. Wine and beer is included with lunch and dinner. 24-hour specialty coffees and teas throughout the day, and pastries. I mean, you'll never go hungry, I'm telling you, when you're sailing on Viking. You just can't blame us if you bring weight back, right? So, but again, going off and visiting those UNESCO heritage sites. And then, of course, if you do air with us, air inclusive, your transfers are included as well. So speaking about those ports that are included, it's the greater selection of options. So you'll have a choice between a local life and a working world. And the local life is really going off and learning and exploring, the local beer, the local life, learning about the local ingredients. So, one of the experiences going off into a brew house restaurant and meeting with the manager and learning all about Cologne's beer, how it's made and the history behind it. And then, of course, a working world in Kinderdijk, Amsterdam. Kinderdijk actually has 19 windmills from the 18th century that we actually take you in, and you can explore and learn all about the windmill. Another one is in Marksburg Castle. It's actually the only castle from the 13th century that has not been destroyed. So again, going inside and visiting and learning all about the castle. And then, of course, we have our privileged access. If anyone watches Downton Abbey, you know us from Downton Abbey, and going into Highclere Castle, having a tour in there. So again, just the different options that you have when sailing with Viking. We are the largest fleet of small cruise ships. We just celebrated our 100th ship. We have River, which is 190 passengers. We have Ocean, which is just under 1,000 passengers. And of course, we have our Expedition, which is 378 passengers, which, Lisa, that is the ship right behind you there. We are a Norwegian company, so, great to know that. And then, of course, Canadian representation, which is yourself and myself, Lisa. So again, a Norwegian company. And really absolutely beautiful ships, which we're going to go in and see them in a couple of videos throughout the presentation. And here we go. Please enjoy. right, so I hope you enjoyed that video. You can really see they are classy ships, absolutely stunning with light wood, open air, really letting the outside in. And when it comes to Viking, whether it's on a river, an ocean expedition, we're all within doorsteps to the destination, within walking distance, right into the heart of the city, small, quaint villages, towns. So again, right in the heart of the city. And as I mentioned, all staterooms are outside staterooms. We have no inside staterooms, which is beautiful. You can relax outside and enjoy the view. And then, of course, enjoying the view is really bringing that everyday experience with those every port including an excursion. So again, you can enjoy it from the comfort of your ship, or you can go out and enjoy it from the comfort of walking around and really exploring the city there. And as you can see, just right in the heart of the city to really go and visit the culture and the history and really bring it to life when sailing with Viking. Now, with Viking, we have all ships are built the same on the river. They're all built the same with width and height. What Viking has done is we have our long ships. We're known for our long ships, which allows us to have more space on board and more seating areas. And this is just one of the areas that we have, which is our Aqua V Terrace, which is an outside. It's half covered, so inside and outside, where we have our a la carte breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then, of course, we also have our dining room where we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And as I mentioned, beer and wine included with that. Now, Lisa, I am sure you have told your clients this, but again, I believe that when it is your first river cruise, I highly recommend the Rhine and the Danube. And you would agree too, right, Lisa? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm going to share our top three itineraries when it comes to the Rhine and the Danube. And our number one is our Rhine getaway. And that is an 8-day itinerary from Amsterdam to Basel, doing the reverse as well. And again, you can add a pre and post, visiting 4 countries with 6 guided tours. Or you can do our romantic Danube, which is Budapest to Regensburg, again, doing the reverse. And you can add a pre-and-ice in Budapest, Regensburg, Nuremberg, Prague. So really taking the full extent of extending your trip there. Now, if you can't decide between the Rhine or the Danube, I highly recommend the Grand European Tour. This is a 15-day itinerary where we have the Rhine, we have the Danube, and a little bit of the Main. So again, if you can't decide and you've got the time, I highly recommend the Grand European Tour. Of course, I'm a Hallmark child. I love the Hallmark movies. I truly believe that when it comes to river cruising, Christmas time cruises are a Christmas time in a snow globe. They are absolutely beautiful. And with Viking, we have our Christmas time markets, which we have less crowds, more savings. So if you're looking for something a little bit more festive, going in and visiting the Christmas markets, having glühwein, pretzel, all at the same time, really and taking in the beautiful cities, I highly recommend our Christmas time markets. Now, just a little view of our long ships is the itineraries. So as I mentioned, we sail over 21 rivers. We spoke about the top 3 itineraries that I highly recommend, especially on the Rhine and the Danube. But I want to also mention, if you have anyone interested that is in Paris in the heart of Normandy, even if we have 1 Canadian on board, we will go take them to Juno Beach. We also sail on the Douro, which I mentioned. I just came back with Southeast Asia, 82 staterooms. We have Egypt, pharaohs, and pyramids. We have 4 more ships coming in the next 2 years. And really, we're just building our ships just because of the demand of our client. A brand new itinerary is our India, Wonders of India. There's a 15-day itinerary, Delhi to Delhi, that will be starting in 2027. She was sold out within hours. So it only actually takes 25 Canadian dollar deposit, that's half a tank of gas, to book any of our cruises. So if you are thinking about anything, please reach out to Lisa, and just a $25 Canadian deposit. So that's all it takes. Now fuel for with an ocean. So we'll go from river to ocean, and you'll start to see the similarities because they are all sister ships. Sorry, let's go. Sorry about that. Hang on one second. Here we go.
The All Veranda, Viking Star, Viking Sea, and Viking Sky are the ships our river guests inspired us to build. With just 930 guests, these small ships are thoughtfully designed to enrich your journey in every aspect. And because of our size, we're able to dock in prime locations. We also use the latest green technology, and all our ocean ships meet the strictest environmental regulations. Outside, our main pool with retractable roof is always perfect for a swim, even if the weather should be less than perfect. And we didn't just add an aft pool, we created the infinity pool to give you a sense of swimming right in your destination. When you yearn for serenity, the Winter Garden is the place to unplug and indulge in an afternoon tea service. Even the spa experience has been reimagined. In addition to holistic methods, we follow Nordic tradition with a treatment that combines an invigorating sauna with our remarkable snow grotto, where snowflakes gently descend from the ceiling through chilled air to greatly improve the body's circulation. Every destination has its own flavor, and on board Viking Star, Sea and Sky, you can taste them all. Our menus feature regional specialties made with locally sourced ingredients, along with always available American classics. There are multiple dining options, from relaxed and casual to our elegant restaurant. Perhaps you'd enjoy the chef's table for a specially prepared tasting menu complete with wine pairings. Or Manfredi's Italian restaurant for a classic Italian antipasto, delicious handmade pasta, or tempting tiramisu. If a quiet, private meal is what you desire, we offer 24-hour room service. And since the ultimate dining room is the great outdoors, Viking Star and her sister ships each offer more al fresco dining experiences than any other ships at sea. And then, of course, there are the accommodations. Great care was taken to ensure that every stateroom is an inviting home on the water, designed with the understated elegance Viking has come to be known for. The choices range from comfortable staterooms to spacious suites. And every one has a veranda, so you're always just steps away from stunning views. Join us as we usher in a new era of ocean cruising. On board the ships of Viking, you'll enjoy ocean cruising reimagined, while exploring the world in comfort.
So just to give another little view of our ships is that, as I mentioned, we sail over 5 oceans. Lots of great itineraries there. One I want to mention that is new to us is our British Isles and Ireland. I'm finding that speaking to a lot of clients that, you're looking at going to Ireland, Belfast and Scotland and England. Why not British Isles and Ireland? That takes you from London to Belfast, as well as the reverse, and you don't have to unpack and pack every 2 days and get the full experience that way. So lots of wonderful itineraries there, but I really wanted to mention that one as well. The Americas, the Caribbean, Asia, and Australia. And then, of course, something a little bit different is our oceans and rivers. Remember, we spoke about the Rhine on our river cruise. Why not do a Rhine and ocean and add the Viking shores and fjords onto that and make it a 15-day itinerary? Or you can make it a 22-day itinerary and have the Grand European Tour, which is the river, the Rhine, the Danube, a little bit of the Rhine, and then the Viking fjord. So again, a lot of options when it comes to Viking. Now, we've gone from river to ocean. Now we're going to our expedition ships, which Lisa, I believe you have personally experienced on board, right?
Yes.
So thank you. So I'm just going to show another short little video on this.
Viking is ready to explore the polar regions and the Great Lakes in comfort. Our right-sized, purpose-built polar-class vessels, Viking Octantis and Viking Polaris, are designed for expedition voyages. Small enough to navigate remote polar regions, yet large enough to provide superior handling and stability. Delivering the extraordinary expedition experience you should expect from Viking. These are the thinking person's expeditions. Profound voyages of discovery, created for curious travelers. On board, the Explorer's Lounge is an ideal place to sample aquavit, a craft beer, or perhaps Norwegian specialties from Mumsens, a casual gourmet deli named for my grandmother, the Hagen family matriarch, that's also well known for its signature waffles. At the aft is the Aquavit Bar and Terrace, complete with an invigorating indoor to outdoor pool, the Tepidarium, flanked by a caldarium pool on one side and frigidarium on the other. Or head for the Finse Terrace, its comfortable couches and lava rock fire pits, located next door to the expansive Aula Theatre. This stunning panoramic auditorium, inspired by the University of Oslo's famed ceremonial hall, features a retractable 4K laser-projected screen that exposes spectacular 270-degree views from floor to ceiling windows. Home to lectures, daily briefings, science presentations, and films, it's the world's most advanced venue for learning at sea. Exploration beyond our Viking expedition ships is designed to be effortless. To accomplish this key design goal, Viking created the hangar, an industry first. The enclosed marina permits guests to embark watercraft sheltered from the inclement weather. Also overlooking the hangar is the Science Lab, a wet and dry laboratory developed in partnership with the University of Cambridge and Aquaplan Niva, which allows our scientists to conduct meaningful research and encourages guests' interaction. Additional knowledge centres are found throughout both ships, all to provide abundant opportunities for our guests to learn and discover as we explore the far corners of the globe. In the spa, immerse yourself in healthy Scandinavian traditions. From the sauna and snow grotto to a relaxing massage. Or enjoy a Nordic bathing ritual, an invigorating experience, moving from the cold of our snow grotto to a bade stump, the traditional Norwegian wood-sided hot tub. Dining brings many of the choices that Viking is known for, including Manfredi's for Italian cuisine and a private dining option. The restaurant, our elegant dining venue. The World Cafe for international flavors in casually elegant surroundings. The Aquavit Bar and Mumsens, as well as 24-hour room service options. In our staterooms, sweeping views are yours from our Nordic balcony. A private sunroom with floor-to-ceiling, distortion-free glass that lowers to create a sheltered alfresco viewing platform. Our expedition vessels have a wide range of staterooms from which to choose, including spacious, elegant Explorer suites, as well as the expansive Owner's Suite, an inviting home away from home, with the most exclusive accommodations and amenities on board. Viking expeditions reveal a breathtaking view of the planet in its purest state. We look forward to welcoming you on board.
So, as Karina was mentioning, the little details that Viking has to offer. The Finse Terrace, which has our hot stone lava pit, fire pits, where you can sit outside, take in the serenity of the view and have that beautiful there. We have our spas. Spas are included on Ocean and Expedition, no extra fee, as well as our restaurants. There is no fee to any of our restaurants, whether it's room service, the dining rooms, wherever you would like. There is no fee to eating in any of our restaurants. And then, of course, we have our aula. We have about 35 scientists that live on board where they'll be here. They can share their learnings with you. We have our program director who will do the port talks here. And then our 460-degree square foot lab where we have our scientists. You can come in, you can learn with them, do some research, which is overlooking state of the art, one of a kind, the hangar. And in the hangar, if you remember at the beginning, I mentioned every port on all our ships include an excursion, which is using the Pro Zodiacs, the two-seater kayaks. I believe we have about 15 of those on board. We have our 12-seater convertible special operation boats, and of course, we have the submarines. The submarines are not included in those excursions. Those are an extra fee. But they are a six-seater submarine, and with our two ships, we have four submarines. You can see the color of them, so you can only guess what Torstein Hagen's favorite band was, which is the Beatles. And yes, every submarine is named after a Beatle. Now, a couple of the Great Lakes. When it comes to our expedition ships, we sail through the Antarctic, the Antarctica, and the Great Lakes. So a few itineraries here, which is our Niagara and the Great Lakes. Visiting Toronto, Welland, Niagara, Point Pelee, and then of course we have the undiscovered Great Lakes, visiting Thunder Bay, Silver Inlet, and again sailing through the Soo Locks. One itinerary I wanted to share with you is our Canada and Greenland Explorer. And this is starting in Toronto, so Ontario, Quebec, Newfoundland, and up to Greenland. It's a 15-day itinerary exploring Ontario, as I mentioned, Newfoundland, and across to Labrador and Greenland. And if you'd like to make this 15-day itinerary, you now can make it a 27-day itinerary. So beautiful itineraries there. And that is the Canada and the Northwest Passage. And then, of course, one more video I'm just going to end with that you can take in with all river, ocean, and so when it comes to Viking, we have lots to offer with that one Viking that has, as I mentioned, largest fleet of small cruise ships, which is river, ocean, and expedition. Thank you everyone for joining with me, and I look forward to seeing you on Viking.
And thank you for taking the time out, Hilary. This was very informative, and I can't wait to get on board one day soon. Those ships are just amazing, especially when I got to visit the Octantis when she was in Toronto. I was just taken aback by the theater.
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely amazing. I've been on many different ships, and just to think that you could take in your daily lectures in a venue such as that, it was just absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
It's,
Yes, it's the
yeah.
small details that we have, right? And I can sit here and tell you how stunning the ships are. They truly are stunning. Yes.
Yes. Well, once again, thank you. And if anyone has any Viking questions, just reach out. I'm here to answer. Okay, thank you so much. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.